Now we're going to do two activities that will help us understand directories better. Now we're going to open this app. You see this icon here? The app is called Computer Literacy, Kaiwa DIW. So I'm going to double click on it. Then when it opens, this is the first page. You can change this badge to your school's badge. Then you have to type in the name and you have to type in full name. At least your name should have two words, not just one name like Naukeda. Then school, class, and facilitator. You can also, by the way, change the color if you want. You can also change the color, but let me stick to this. So then you go to this button. This is the menu. These are the activities that we can do. In level 1, we covered this, and we also covered this. In level 2, we covered this, level 1 and 2, but we're going to do this one, activity 39. Now, activity 39 wants us to create these directories. These are the directories we are supposed to create. These ones which begin with C, LAN, ICT, etc. Now, these directories are the same as the directory paths in folders. Now, do you see the address bar? The address bar reads local disk E, Lenovo backup. This is also a directory path. It is just a different way of presenting it. Here they use slashes, here they just use arrows. Now you can also click somewhere here in space so that this directory path is also presented in the same way as this one. Now this is what you're going to be doing. So number one, they say create the directory C, LAN, ICT, etc, etc. Now the first part says C. C means local disk C. And where do we find local disk C? We find it in this PC. This PC, okay, the folder, sometimes the folder may open maximized, but because I want this app to remain visible so that I can still see these questions, I'm going to restore it and move it to the side a bit so that I can still see these questions here. So they want me to create C LAN. So I'm first going to go to local disk C. C means local disk C. If E was the first one here, I would have gone to local disk E. It is the latter we are most interested in. So I'm going to local disk C. Then inside C, the next step they say go to LAN. So I'm going to look for a folder called LAN within this directory C. To see it quickly, I'm just going to click on any folder, then click L. Press letter L on the keyboard. L for LAN. L, that's not LAN. L again, still that's not LAN. So it's not actually there. The folder LAN is not in this directory. It's not inside C, but it's the one they want. So what do we do? I'm going to scroll down up to where I have some space like here, and I create that folder. We learned how to create folders in level 1. So I'm going to right click, then I go to new, then I go to folder. Now I have a new folder here. I press backspace to remove that. Caps lock LAN. Type in the name LAN and then I press enter. So I have created the folder LAN. Now I have to enter it. Double click it and enter it. So far I have local disk C LAN. That is C LAN. Then the next thing is ICT. The next folder is ICT, but I don't have it here. I'm going to right click in space, then I go to new, then I go to folder and name it ICT, press enter. So now I have it and I have to enter it. Double click. Now I'm there. So I have local disk C, LAN, ICT. Now they say Nabukeda Catherine, and I don't have it here. So I would also create it. If I had it there, you just enter it. But because I don't, I'm going to have to create it. Right click in space, go to new, then go to folder. Then I'm going to type in Nabukeda Catherine. And you have to be careful with the spelling. If you write an incorrect spelling, the directory will be wrong. You have to be exact. In fact, even if they made a mistake in the name here, you also have to make the same mistake so that your directory path matches with this one. So, Then I'm going to enter Nabukela Catherine. Now I have the directory here. Local disk C, LAN, ICT. We can ignore this PC for now. We start from here because this one also ignore when it starts from C. So C, LAN, ICT, Nabukela Catherine. In fact, when I click somewhere in space here, the directory path will be presented in the same way. So it is the exact same directory path which is here. It is C LAN ICT Nabukela Catherine, C LAN ICT Nabukela Catherine. This is also another way of presenting directory paths. Then we go to the second part now. In the location, create a text file and rename it to Nabukela. Now, the other thing you also have to note is the name that comes here is got from your names. So if you didn't type any name here, there will be a blank space here. And that means you won't be able to create that file. Even this name here, Catherine, it comes from here. So you have to write your full names so that your name at least has 2 words, 2 or 3 words. Now that way you can pick a name and drop it here. Now, it says in that location, create a text file and rename it to Nabukela. Now, in level 1, we learned how to create text files. You come in space, right click, then go to new. This time, we don't want a folder, we want a text document. I'm going to click on it and name it what? Nabukela. Not Nabukela Catherine, don't rush. It's just Nabukela. So I'm going to type Nabukela and I press enter. So I have it. And this is the end of question 1. That's it. Then I go to question 2. Create the directory C work ICT Nabukela. In that location, create an MS Word file and rename it to Catherine. So let's start with the first part. C work ICT Nabukela. So I'm going to go back to C. Now, in fact, I may not even close this window. I'm just going to move backwards up to local disk C. Instead of coming back to this PC and then I go to C again, I can just navigate back, move back using the address bar. So now I'm in C. They want a folder called work. Do I have it? It's not there. So what do? I create it. Go where there is space. By the way, if you can't find space, like in this situation, you may not have a proper place to right click or, okay, the space to right click if click within is very small, you can go to view, remember view, and then change the where they are presented. Now I'm viewing them are either small icons or list. Now I have more space where to right click. So I'm going to right click, go to new folder. And what's the name of the folder? Work. Work. Enter. Now I have the folder. So I enter it. Then I have ICT. Again, I create another folder because the folder ICT is not there. Right click, new. Then I go to folder and I name it ICT. Enter. Now I also have to enter this folder. Double click. Now I'm there. So C work Nabukela. Again, I type Nabukela Catherine. I create another folder called Nabukela Catherine. Right click in space, new folder. Nabukela Catherine. Just enter. I enter it. Now I have the same directory. C work ICT Nabukela. Let me click somewhere here so that it's presented in the same way. Yeah, that's the directory path. What next? In that location, create an MS Word file. MS means Microsoft. So MS Microsoft Word file and rename it to Catherine. So I'm going to right click in space. Remember how we created Microsoft Word documents in level 1. Then I go to new. Then I go to Microsoft Word document. It's there. I press backspace and name it to Catherine. When you have to use the exact spelling they used here. I told you even if they made a mistake in the name, you also make the same mistake so that the file is exact. There I have it. Now we move on to third part. Third part says go to the location, see users, GMS, documents. In that location, create etc etc. Now I'm going to move backwards back to C instead of going back to this PC. I'm just going to use the address bar to go back to C. Yeah. Or you can even just come here and click on it using the navigation area. So now I'm there. What else? Users, Now this time we are lucky the folder users is already there. We don't have to create it. So just enter it. Then inside that folder we have BMS, enter it. Then inside that folder, inside BMS we have they want us to go to documents. Documents is already there. I don't have to create it. Now maybe to tell you the trick here, this folder called documents is the same folder. This is its full path. This PC local disk C uses GMS. Now GMS is just the name of your computer. Now this computer was named GMS, General Medical Stores. Then, but yours can be named, let's say, maybe your school name and it's a school computer, or just your name, like in Serico. Then documents. It is the same document folder, this one. So if you are familiar with this path, you can even just click here. It will be the same location. So I'm going to click back. Now, what do they want? In that location, create a WordPad file and rename it to Catherine. Now I'm going to go where there is space and right click in space, right click in space. Then I go to new WordPad. But we have a problem. We don't have WordPad here. We don't have anything like create a new WordPad file from here. So we are going to try a different way to create a WordPad file here. How do we do that? We are going to create the WordPad. We are going to open the WordPad app itself. WordPad. Then I come and click on it. It has opened. Now, how do I create a file and in that location? I'm going to use this section file. Then I go to save as, click on save as, they bring me this window. Now, it is just fortunate that I'm already in documents, but sometimes I'm not. Maybe they took you to a different place like that and you have to look for documents. Now, I can simply click here, but that will be too easy. I want you to learn how you navigate to a location in case the location that they told you is not here. So what you do, let's come back here. What do they say? See users GMS documents. So I'm going to come back to my WordPad file and I'm going to look for C in this location. C. Then I'm going to look for users. I'm already now in C. Users, here it is. Double click on it. Then GMS, General Medical Stores. Double click on it. And then what else did they say? Documents. So you scroll down and find documents. So this is the path here. Local disk C uses KMS documents. If I click somewhere here, it is exactly the same path as this one here. Now in that location, we're in WordPad, create a document called, a WordPad document called what? Let me come back here. Called Catherine. So I'm going to come back here and type in the name here, Catherine. And then I say save. Even the name has changed here to Catherine. Now I can close this. They didn't tell me to type anything there. So I'm just going to close this. And when you go back to our location, where is it? This one. The name Catherine should be there. So what do I do to find Catherine quickly? I'm just going to click on any file or any folder and then type C for Catherine. Yeah, it's here. Catherine. So it has been created. And yeah, this number is also done. The difference here is that we use the app to create the file in that location. Now you can rewind this. It has been a very technical. You can rewind it and see it as many times as you want until you understand it. So now we're coming to the next thing. See users GMS pictures files or my pictures. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what this means. From that location, copy a picture file named Dino to the desktop of your computer. So we're going to go to this location. Where is it? They want C. I don't have to close this. I'm just going to go to C from here. Then they said users. Then they said GMS. Is it? Let me see. Yes, GMS. Then they look for pictures. Pictures. I'm just going to click any folder and type P for pictures. Yeah, it's here. So I'm going to double click on it. And to tell you a little secret, it is the same pictures. So you can just even click here. If you are familiar with this directory path, you can even just click here and get there very fast. Yeah, it is the same location. Now, pictures and files. We're going to look for a folder called files. Or yeah, the folder is here, files. And in that location, copy a picture file named Dino. So all the files there are called named Dino, but how do you know it's a picture? This one is a video. Now, in later chapters, we shall look at something called file formats. But for now, you'll just have to, it's a bit advanced for P3, P4. But for now, you just have to double click them. You will see the picture. Double click that, this is the sound. When you double click this, it will open a video multiplayer. Play. It's a video. This is the picture. When you double click in it, it opens with photos or any other picture app. So this is the picture they want, and they want us to copy it to the desktop. Where is, yeah, that is what it says. So I'm going to right click on it, right click, then I go to copy and I go to the desktop. Let me just do it, minimize and minimize this so that I have the desktop area. Right click in space and then say paste. Then I can go back to my app. This question is done, but I wanted to show you how to access the desktop very fast without minimizing anything. You can even just come to the navigation section and look for desktop. Now I said earlier, the desktop can be seen as the home screen or as a folder. These things are the same things that are here, but this is just a different view, looking at a desktop area as a folder. So I copied Dino, and Dino is that. Now we have finished section. We have finished this section. The last one, go to Documents or My Documents folder and create a text file named Junior 3. Junior 3 comes from the class field. So if you didn't fill any class here there won't be anything and you can't create that file. So open the text file, type in the sentence, I have done it, and it has a full stop here. Save and close. Now we created text files in level 1. We are going to Documents or My Documents. That is this folder here. Open any folder and then you go to this folder here, Documents. Now inside that folder, let me go where there is space. Create a text document, name it Junior 3, right click in space, then you go to New and then text document and then name it Junior 3. And now I have my file and they want you to type in it, I have done it. Now you have to be exact. I have done it with a full stop. So I'm going to double click. Then I type in the sentence I have done space it, the full stop. We have spaces in between and a single space. Now it is very common for children big spaces. No, we only put one big space, backspace, one space. And I want you to close to save it. Now this is the proper way of saving. You go to file and then save. We shall look at that when you're learning Microsoft Word. But let me assume you don't know how. You close and then they will ask you, do you want to save? Save. So that it has been done. Now when you press the finish button, the computer is going to check for everything that we've done and they will give us ticks or crosses. We shall also get some nice emojis or bad emojis. So let's click finish and we'll see finish. Impressive. So we did everything correctly. The files have been checked and they are there. The directories have been checked and the directories are there. Now, another thing you can do is you would want to save this work for your mom to see. How do you do that? You come and click this button. Then it will be saved in this location, Documents, Computer Literacy, Junior 3, etc. You go to Documents. Where is Documents? documents here. Then we'll look for a folder called computer literacy. Let me just click here and type C for computer literacy. Yeah, it's here. I've just kept on clicking C until I found it. Then we're going to look for junior 3 is the class. Then we'll look for Nabukela Catherine. Yeah, this is our folder here. This is our file. Then you can print this file. You print it, or you just send it via WhatsApp for mommy to see. That is how we do this activity. And by the time you finish this activity, you'll be familiar with creating directories. That's it. Thank you.